Hi, my name is Sydney Glass, and this is my response video to why we should not have a southern border against Laura's argument for why we should. Her first comment was about how post the fall of the Berlin Wall, other countries like Israel, South Africa, and India have created their own walls for border security. While yes, they have, I think it's very important to ask ourselves, are those countries we want to be like? And I think the answer is no. For multiple different reasons, but I think fundamentally our philosophies on immigration is vastly different, right? I think the United States in general is an anomaly in that way, right? We are built off of immigration. So I just don't really think that that statement applies to us, right? We have a big statue in New York that says, "Give me your tired, give me your poor, give me your yearning to be free." And I think having a statue that represents freedom and immigration does not mix well with having a wall keeping our neighbors out of our country, right? I think that's a little hypocritical on multiple fronts. But something else that she also brought up was how economically it would be best. That way we could withdraw some of, ICE from different sections of the border because we would have the wall to protect, right? So it would be better financially in the long run. Which I could see some points. I don't think the initial startup cost, I think that would happen way, way, way in the future that we could actually see the benefits of that. I don't think it would actually be economically beneficial for us. And on the topic of withdrawing, ICE people from the border, that actually negatively impacts, the drug trafficking, or I guess possibly impacts it, depending on how you look at it. But it shows, research shows that the drugs coming in to the United States from Mexico is coming from legal ports of entries, right? They're not coming through random places in the desert or through tunnels or anything like that. They're coming through, ports of entries. Hidden in cars, hidden in glove compartments, in the wheels, etc. Places like that. And they're coming from U.S. citizens, so unsuspecting people. So having less agents at the border, I think, is going to do the opposite of what we want. Another thing I think is also important to bring up that wasn't touched on, and I didn't watch all the videos, but any of the videos that I saw, was that we also have a sovereign tribal nation in Arizona, that they are allowed to move freely between Arizona and Mexico whenever they please, especially for ceremonial burials, and they have family across, that they're allowed to travel freely and whenever they want. So we would have, I think it's like 7 miles, don't quote me on that, but I believe it's around 7 miles of no wall in between, because we couldn't build on their land, right? It's not ours. And speaking on that as well, there's also ranchers in Texas and in New Mexico that they own land on the border. So we would either have to buy them out, which that would up the cost, right? We don't want that. Or we'd have to take the land from them, which I don't think specifically in Texas would be a good idea. Texans are always looking for a reason to annex themselves off from America, so I think that would negatively impact us. And we'd have to build the wall through the Rio Grande. I just don't think that's a great idea in general, and also that would negatively impact the farms that I was just talking about that survive off the Rio Grande water, and fish and animals that cross there. And also animals that cross just between Mexico and the United States in general. There's the Mexican wolf. Yeah, the Mexican wolf, sheep, and jaguars that cross all the time, and they are already endangered species, and not being able to cross through their national path would negatively impact them significantly. So there's just multitude of reasons why I don't think this is a good idea. And also, if we really want to solve the issue of what's happening at our borders, we really need to look at preventative care, right? How do we prevent this, and how do we also make it easier and more efficient for immigrants to become United States citizens if that's what they so choose to be? So yeah.